Hi, so, basically my boyfriend dumped me, right? So now he's my ex-boyfriend. The question is, why did he dump me, right? So, um, I guess our relationship was complicated, right? And my cats, as soon as I start talking, my cats start crying. Our relationship was complicated, right? And so, you know, hi, Tourmaline. And so, if I were you, I'd put this on times 2 so that you can hear this faster. So, basically, his excuse was that he was getting sick a lot, so he couldn't see me, right? And I felt kind of like neglected in a way, and also I've wanted to have for like, because I live alone, right? And like he kept promising that we're gonna live together, and he never, like, maybe my personality is more like all or nothing. I have like this issue where like I see very black and white. You know, it's like it's either you give me everything now, or I don't want anything. You know what I mean? So, excuse me. So he was saying he said, yeah, I'll put more effort to seeing you, right? And then he comes up with these excuses. He says, okay, I'm gonna, maybe I'll come today, later. Then he doesn't come. Then he says the next day, maybe I'll come later. He doesn't come. And then, just like, he never really kept his word. Like he would say something, like he said, oh, come to my house and we'll look at there was like a studio that was made available next door to him, and he says, come to my house and then we'll look at the apartment and then we'll talk to the landlord. Maybe he can give us a cheaper price. So I go there and we look at the apartment, but then he changes his mind. He flips. He says, I don't want it's too expensive. I don't like this area. Let's move in together somewhere. And I'm just like thinking to myself, like, practically speaking, I know him and he's not leaving that area for another at least 7 months or 8 months, Like he's like, then he starts saying he wants to sell his house and then buy, and I'm just like, I live here alone in Israel, and whatever, like, I'm looking for a job, right? And I'm not the most social being, and I noticed that when I got this other dog, I was fostering another dog, I would take the dog out, and it was nice to get out, and I would meet a lot of new people, and it was just nice because want to say hi to everyone? This is my Pomeranian mix Chihuahua. Her name is Raspberry. So I would get a lot of positive interactions with people because they like dogs, and it was just nice to have that social contact, you know what I mean? So he's busy saying that he's going to come see me. Oh, he's giving me all these promises, and he doesn't fulfill these promises, and he's telling me I have no patience. Yeah, I have no patience. Like, I know I need a job, and I looked up jobs today. I might get one. Like, I gave my number. I emailed a few places, but then so yesterday I contacted this lady that had this raspberry, and she sold me raspberry for a good price. Also, raspberry has cherry eyes, so she'll have to have surgery in like 5 months. So I told my boyfriend, I said, I got this dog, I'm getting this dog. So he blocks me and he dumps me. So then I thought, oh, maybe if I show him how small the dog is, then he won't mind it, because like I can just like take this dog and put him in a bag, hold him, walk with him, carry him anywhere, travel, you know what I mean? So I thought maybe he won't mind it. But then he says to me, it's not about the dog. It's not about the dog. He didn't dump me only about the dog. So what did he say? So if it's not about the dog, what is it about? That's what I was thinking in the meantime. Like, it can't be about the dog because, like, his excuse was that he's not feeling well, but I feel like deep down he just didn't want to see me anymore, and he was irritated at me, and I was annoying him, and I was just too much to handle, you know? And that's what he said. He said it's not about the dog. He just said that he thinks I'm impulsive and I have no patience, and yeah, let's see what he says. So he says to me, I'll read it to you. I tried to send him the picture, right, like I told you before, and he tells me I don't respect him because I don't, like, respect his opinion, you know, because I didn't ask his opinion when I got this dog, but I'm like, I don't owe you anything, and I think it's a bit controlling for a guy to not want me to, I don't live with him, and, you know, like, why can't I have a cute little dog to get me out of the house? So he's like, he says to me, I'll read it to you. You're moving backwards, you want pets, he tells me it's not about the eye. I'm trying to find it out. It's not the dog. Here we go. I told him I didn't think this tiny guy would be an issue, but it's not about the dog. It's about you and me just not being able to be together, right? Here, yeah. Here we go. But he says I'm impulsive and I'm impatient and it's too hard for him. I'm too hard for him to handle. I told him in the beginning, I said to him, like, I tell all the guys that you're going to dump me because you can't handle me. You know what I mean? Yeah. He said he wanted to end off nicely, so he's, like, giving me compliments. So he basically, he tells me, you don't love me, you love dogs. Go live with the one that will take care of you and give you babies. So then he says he sent me the house key by the mail. He says, I'm breaking up with you, we're not a match. I said, okay. He says, you won't be living with me, you have different priorities. It's not because you adopted a dog or this other girl. I want someone to share life together. Living together, someone who cares about the financial status. So basically he's looking for a girl that has a job, that has money, that can, like, support itself. Like, I technically can, you know, but he needs someone more like a high-tech girl who's, like, more, you know, financially stable. And he says, like, I don't want to, he's like, you run broke, you don't care about your money, you run broke and it bothers me, you're not stable. It's like, I don't want to be with someone that I'm worried about her all the time. And you're impulsive, and, like, if you adopt a dog, how will you see me? I said, like, I could just put her in the bag, you know, it's not a problem. How can we go anywhere? He says, I want a girl to adopt me, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna adopt you. Number one, I don't have a ring on the finger, we don't live together, like, you know, he wants me to take care of him when he's not feeling well, but, like, we don't live together, you know? He's like, I don't want you to be upset at me or angry. He's like, you're tied to the house because of the dog. Of course I love you, but you drive me nuts. You weren't seeing me because I had an eye infection. He says now he's making all the excuses why he wasn't seeing me. No, it's okay, I had enough. He's like, I told her, you know, I said, I told him my dog is, like, smaller than, 1 second, let me answer the door for my cat. Carol? Yes or no? Okay. She doesn't want to come in. I said to my ex, I said to him, like, this dog is smaller than my cats. You know, like, she's not gonna grow any bigger. She's smaller than my cats, you know? So he said, no, it's okay, I had enough. He says, you don't love me, you know, I'll always remember you. I said, yeah. I said, guys like you, they're all the same. You know, like, they date me, they can't handle me, they break up, and then they come back to me a year later when they can't find anyone else, you know? He says, I won't come crawling back, but he's like, you might be crazy, but you're sweet, you're kind and loving like no other girl, just I wish you had more patience. He says, I'm too impulsive, I'm very hard to handle. But I know that I loved you, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sure. A guy that loves you, look how big my cat is. Look how big my cat is, and look how small my dog is. You know? Look at the size. You know what I mean? Look at the size. Okay? Like, whatever. So it wasn't about the dog, it's just the fact that he can't handle me. You know? And he says, you're a good girl, don't be like that. I said, okay, go find a girl that makes $1 million and can support you. I told him, maybe go with an Asian woman, because they're very, like, they serve the men, you know? And, Amber, baby. He says, it's just hard for me to be with all these impulsive actions. I told him getting a dog wasn't impulsive. I've been thinking about it for a long time, and, you know, I wanted to get me out of the house, you know what I mean? He said, you have no patience, I was considering living with you, you know, you can always do a U-turn. He's asking me to give the dog back. First he tells me it's not about the dog, it's about he can't handle me, but then he says, if you give the dog back, then then we could get back together. Would you get back together with a guy that's, like, telling you that? So, he tells me, I told him you'll find the perfect girl. So he says to me, it's a pity because you're nearly perfect. You know? So I said, you know, like, fuck you, you know? Like, no one's perfect. He says, you are, just you're impulsive. You do things without thinking. He's like, I'm not over you, I love you still, but you drove me nuts. I wouldn't be with you that long if I didn't love you, blah, 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 blah. You're kind, sweet, soft, loving, emotional, but you're too impulsive. You have no patience. It's hard for me to live with, to be around you. You adopt dogs and shit. So I said, you know what? Here's a person that I feel like he only wanted me because I was he's like Mizrahi, which is kind of Middle Eastern, and they like white women. They're kind of, a lot of the men are racist to their own kind. Like, they want women that have, like, blue eyes and white skin, you know? So I feel like that's the only reason he was with me, really. And, so he's giving me all these compliments, but he can't handle my impulsiveness. And, it's hard for him to handle. I said, okay, go block me, so he did. He's like, I'll block you for myself. It's hard to be in touch with someone you love so much. You know? He said, it's not the dog. It's the fact that you don't put our relationship above other things. We want to go to your family. We want to travel. We want to be together. But you're not putting that as a priority. But we're just living. You know, like, I live here. He lives in a different town. We don't live together. Like, I have cats anyway. I'm kind of tied to the house anyway. And a dog would just get me out of the house, and, you know, maybe it would help me meet other people and positive encounters, you know what I mean? He's like, it's all your fault. You put us apart. You don't love me. You don't, like, I love you. You know. So why are you starting with this dog nonsense? give it back and come here. We can go find an apartment. So now he's giving other promises. So first he tells me it's not about the dog. It's just about my personality, you know? Like, I'm not good enough. Basically, I'm almost perfect. Like, he's trying to change me. So I feel like, you know, he doesn't accept me. You know what I mean? He says to me, I dump you because you don't go forward. You want pets and to move backwards. There was no lovers, just you. I told him, yeah, like, he was been talking to, like, other women, you know, so I told him, go with them, you know. He said, if you want me, give the dog back and we'll find an apartment together. The dog is a responsibility. You don't have patience to wait. And I'm just like, the fact that he dumped me and then he told me that it's not about the dog, it's not about the dog because he'll find something else to dump me about, you know. If I give the dog back, he'll find something. He can't handle me, you know. And he's telling me, I get a few sick and then you sick a few days and then you block me and you say if you snooze you lose, because I told him, like, he promised that he'll come make efforts to see me, and then he starts making excuses that he's sick. So I told him if you snooze you lose. I blocked him, you know, because I was upset. If I'm in a relationship, like, I want to have a little bit of consistency, you know, not to feel when I'm feeling like lonely that I have to run after a guy, you know what I mean? It's not a good feeling. So he's like, oh, you don't support me, you don't have empathy. Yeah. So he just keeps going on and lamenting about, like, how he wanted to move in, but I don't believe that. He's like, if we adopt a dog, I want to have a choice to pick and say what dog we should get, you know? He wants to have his word, and I'm just like, dude, we don't live together, you know? Like, there's no commitment. I don't have a ring on my finger, you know? And then he starts promising me marriage if I give away the dog. Marriage and kids. From a guy who tells me that I'm driving him crazy and he can't handle me. We can't live together if you don't respect me or ask my opinion or let me have a say. I said, I wanted this dog and I was just frustrated with your excuses, you know, like him making excuses why, like putting obstacles in the way of us being together, you know. So he says, fine, go live with the dog. You don't respect my opinions. You made a serious U-turn. I said I could just bring the dog, you know, you don't need I could bring the dog. I could, see how teeny she is? It didn't matter to him. So he wanted to know how much the dog was. I didn't tell him because I'm like, it's none of his concern. We're not together anymore. I don't need to share anything with him. He thinks I got the dog to get back at him because he wasn't giving me attention because he was sick. So this is like drama. This is drama of like relationships, you know? Okay, so he's upset. He says I fucked up. It's enough that you have cats. All girls that walk with dogs in a bag are insane, he tells me. I want us to be flexible to travel, to see each other. It's not a good time for dogs. Give a dog back. Get a job. You know, you're a mistake. What I really wanted is to marry you. Yeah, sure. You don't respect me. I told him, like, why should I respect you? All you have is, I said, you're a man. You have a dick. Balls hanging between your legs. All you care for is blowjobs and you can't even aim in the toilet straight. And I should respect you? Like, let's be real. That's what I really think of men. Whatever, so says, I'm not a robot. I can't just be over you. Of course I love you. That's what he says. I don't believe that because I don't believe he really has deep feelings for me, because if he did, a dog wouldn't get in the way. You don't respect me, just to annoy. You want to get me back because I wasn't seeing you. Get a job. So you need more therapy. What can I do? You started with the pet insanity. You said you want to live next door. You don't like me anyway. whatever. So it's like a lot of drama. So he thinks I'm gonna be just like continually collecting dogs. He thinks I'm like impulsive like that. He's like, I want my lady not that wants to. I want my lady to be worried when I'm sick, you know, not punish me for it. I told him, if you snooze, you lose. Instead of saying you, he says, when I'm not feeling well, what you say to me is that I'm gonna adopt a new dog. Instead of saying, you poor thing, want me to come cuddle with you? I said to him, I don't want to come cuddle with you in your house, because when I do, I don't want to just sit in your bed for 2 days, you know, because that's what he does a lot of the time. Oh, whatever. So, yeah, that's a story. Yeah, so that's the story. He just keeps repeating the same thing over and over. Stop being impulsive. You treat me like garbage. Maybe you'll come to your senses and figure out you made a mistake. He told me I'm a fool because I told him I'm not getting rid of the dog. He says, instead of getting married, you play with cats and dogs. Like, I don't see what's like. Many people have cats and dogs. Many people have pets, whether they're married or not. You know, like, I don't see what's the big deal. You know what I mean? Yeah. So in the end, he was talking with his ex-girlfriend's daughter, and it looks like he actually has feelings for her in the end, because he said he'll get together with her, and I suspected that he had feelings for her, but he's like, oh, she's also a crazy animal person. Like, it looks like she also loves pets and animals. So I guess he can't win in that area, but I suspected that he had some feelings for her, you know? Women's instincts, women's intuition. He says, I love you, crazy girl, take care, and then he blocks me. So, what's my feelings after all this? I feel disappointed, I feel sad, lonely, depressed. It's just like a repeat of all my relationships, you know, like every guy just dumping me in the end, giving me empty promises, and then in the end just dumping me and telling me they can't handle me. You know what I mean? I guess I am a handful and I'm very annoying, but like, it's just hurtful, you know? When you know you warned them in the beginning and they thought they can handle you, and they just dump you like that, you know? It's kind of like, kind of sad, you know? But I guess it's not meant to be, and I know I'm lonely. It's hard because, like, when you're alone, it's like you have to take care of yourself, which I've been doing for many years, but it's kind of like when I go to, now I have to, like, figure out what to do with the bank. I need to get more checks. I had asked him, I knew he's going to dump me, so I asked him for many months to order me checks online, because I'm not good with the high-tech stuff. Like, I don't know how to order checks online. And on the Israeli bank, he wouldn't do it, you know? So, like, one thing that I really needed, he wouldn't do. And yeah, I'll just have to manage myself like I did before. I did rely on him a lot, and right, Raspberry, right? He loved you. Raspberry, he's so nice to me. So nice. Mm-hmm. Grown-ups cry too. Grown-ups get upset. Yeah, so I put myself on the apps, you know. And I'm not swiping to anyone, like, right, because, like, I just can't face that. I can't face that dating thing again. It's just... I can't date. I can't face the dating game again, you know? But when you're lonely, you know, like, when you're lonely, it's hard. When you're lonely, you want someone's company and someone to care for you and love you, and you're in some other country and you don't have many friends, you know? Oh, baby. That's life, you know? Grown-up problems. At least I'm not like a single mother with alone, you know? I just can't deal with the whole dating thing again, you know? Can't. But it's lonely, you know, so like I hope I get a job and put this part of my life behind me and find peace and happiness and company. Maybe this dog will bring me luck. Maybe Raspberry will bring me luck. I have an appointment with her on Tuesday for her vaccine. My mommy loves me. My mama loves me. And my father loves me. And that's all that matters. Right, Raspberry? Right? Alright. That's it for now.